Moore's rookie campaign has been filled with ups and downs so far this year as he navigates his way through the tough lineups across the big leagues. But over his last two starts, Matt has begun to find his groove. And tonight, it's a Citrus Series rematch versus Carlos Zambrano and the Marlins. Catch all the action on Sun Sports. Welcome to the Citrus Series, presented by Checkers. Interleague baseball continues tonight from Tropicana Field. The Rays continue their six-game homestand as they entertain the Miami Marlins. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Statz. Great to have you aboard. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a moment. Well, the Rays are glad to have the New York Mets out of here. After sweeping the Miami Marlins over in Miami, the Rays come home swept by New York, and now here are the Marlins. What the Rays are hoping, Ben Zobrist got hot in Miami, and they're hoping that his bat will help them in this series as they try to snap a three-game losing streak.
Well, Ben Zobrist did get hot. You know, he was struggling, did some extra work with Derek Shelton. The idea was try to get my body out of the way and speed up my hands. Mission accomplished. The last four games, Ben is 9 out of 15. He's got the 600 average, 684 on base percentage, a couple of doubles, a couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in. He's doing it from both sides of the plate. So the Rays, and looking for some offense, need him to stay hot.
Yeah, the Rays also need continued success out of their young left-hander, Matt Moore. A slow start, but the last 3 times out, very promising.
Yeah, Matt Moore is starting to come around. You would say that he was trending. You know, we've seen sustained periods where the delivery has been repeatable. The arm slot has been in the same spot. Release point, delivery, everything on the mark. And you see what he's done in his last 2 starts, a 2-0 record. The ERA coming around, but Matt Moore, it's all about that fastball command. He's going to start with that away, in, and work in that changeup and the curveball, but definitely Matt Moore is on the right path.
And tonight's starting pitchers presented by your local Southern Ford dealers. Big right-hander Carlos Zambrano will do the pitching for the Miami Marlins. Matt Moore on the hill for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays and the Marlins, and when we come back, Todd Callis will take a closer look at this Citrus Series and the recent success enjoyed by the Rays versus this Miami Marlins club.
Out to the first 10,000 fans tonight. The Miami Marlins in town for the first of 3. The Rays hoping for more success against them. Basically, the sweep last weekend down in Miami, Ozzie Guillen said before the game, the Rays just kicked our butts in that series. And they really have, if you go back not only to that series, but the previous 7 games in our Toyota trend. It's been a very good one for the Tampa Bay Rays, 7 for 7. The batting average almost 100 points higher. The runs per game, over 5.5 for the Rays, less than 2 runs a game for the Marlins. And the Rays have out-hit them in home runs, and you can see the team ERA discrepancy as well. We caught up before the game and asked Ben Zobrist and Joe Madden about facing these fish again.
We know that they're a real tough team, and we took advantage of it last weekend, getting them kind of on a low dip there. But hopefully we can continue to play good ball against them. We know it's we got a couple different pitchers that we're going to be facing this series with their club, and we'll see how it goes.
We played well against them, and then you thought you had some momentum when you come on home, and then the Mets showed up. That's how this game works. You might be going really well for a couple days, and all of a sudden it heads in the other direction. You have to play the game well on a nightly basis, and I have nothing but respect for the Marlins. I think they have a great team.
So you have the Joe Madden bobblehead, you've got Ozzie Guillen and the Marlins in town, and a post-game concert with DJ Afrojack. All that coming up in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. The Citrus Series Part 2 right around the corner. Enjoy the action right here on Sunsport.
Is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Tires Plus, the plus is in everything we do. And by Nissan, get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. Innovation for all. Rays and the Marlins square off the first game of a 3-game series. Interleague play. The Rays have taken the first 3 games of this home-and-home interleague series. In the game tonight, we are again participating in the Home Run Challenge. Every home run in this game raises $16,000 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by calling 800-798-CURE or going to PCF.org. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Miami. Jose Reyes will lead it off, and Donovan Solano will play second base. Hanley Ramirez a late scratch. More on that in a moment. Giancarlo Stanton hits third with Logan Morrison in the cleanup spot in front of Omar Infante. The former Ray, Justin Ruggiano, hits sixth. Austin Kearns is the DH. Gabby Sanchez at first base bats eighth. And the catcher, John Buck, will hit ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, going to be left-hander Matt Moore. Let's take a look at the scouting report on Matt, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. Finding his groove. He's won his last 2 starts, and really the last 3 starts he's thrown the ball much better. That game he lost against Chris Sale. Sale punched out 15. He went 7 innings in that game, 2 earned runs, and even in his last start, 6 shutout innings before being hit with 4 runs in the 7th. And it's all about command with Matt Moore. Everything is about the fastball. When that is in the zone and on either corner, he's very, very good.
So Matt Moore set to go to work against Ozzie Guillen's Miami Marlins. Here's Jose Reyes. And the first pitch of this game is a strike call. Fastball at 96 and well located. First pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. There's a foul ball back. 0-2. TBA, you're right on when it comes to command, because the opposition hitting 400 off Matt Moore on the first pitch, and when you go to 3-2, 375. A couple of counts where you might anticipate hard stuff. Swing and a miss on the hard stuff right there. 3 fastballs, 3 strikes, you're out.
Well, easy 96, all 3 of them at that speed. He wants this in, but when you do have that kind of easy gas, sometimes you can miss your spot. You don't want to make a habit of it, but you can get away with it when you're up in that range of velocity. Quick work of Jose Reyes.
Here's Donovan Solano, who's in there at third base, and he takes a fastball for a strike. Ramirez injured during batting practice. He was taking some extra hitting in the cage underneath the stands and caught a foul ball off his nose. And in the aftermath of that, not only some pain, but he felt faint as well. So Solano's in there playing third in the place of Hanley Ramirez.
I mean, things are going bad for this Miami Marlins ball club on the field right now. Their last 9 games, just 1-8. They were swept at home by the Braves, swept at home by the Rays, 2 out of 3. Boston took from them.
Yeah, that 1-8 was at home.
Yes.
On their last homestand.
And then now off the field trying to get one of your superstars in the lineup. Can't do it.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Solano.
That's a tough break, because really what's plagued this team this year, when they've not played well, they've not been able to score. And you want Hanley Ramirez in that lineup.
And a liner into center field. That's going to be in there. A base hit. So the first base runner, Solano, aboard with 1 out.
Take a look at the Rays defense in the outfield, left to right. Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Will Rhymes, Sean Rodriguez, Ben Zobrist, and Carlos Pena. Jose Lobaton will be behind the plate.
Giancarlo Stanton. And the pitch is a strike to Stanton. 14 home runs and 42 runs batted in for the Marlins right fielder. And really it seems as Stanton goes, so go the Marlins. The pitch is in. When they win, he's hitting .364, and when they lose, he's hitting .204.
Pretty telling stuff.
Runner takes off with a good jump, and there's not going to be a throw. Solano steals second base. 2-1 the count here to Stanton. It's the Acura inside look. There's the breakout. And the wins and losses when Stanton's in there. And his production leads to Marlin victories. Big cut to miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You could almost break that down by month. You know, Giancarlo got off to a slow start in April, had 1 home run and 9 RBIs at the end of that month. The team, not very good, 8-14. And then when they had that historic month of May, so did Giancarlo Stanton. He was the National League Player of the Month.
2-2. And it's fouled back. Logan Morrison, the on-deck man. And the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Now, no Hanley Ramirez in the lineup. Giancarlo Stanton in a full count. Solano at second. He got an open base at first. Interesting to see here what Matt Moore does, how he feels about that fastball and maybe the change.
And the fastball is foul back.
This is one of those flex your muscles at bat. He comes right after him with the hard stuff.
Well, we mentioned those numbers at the outset. Over half of the home runs he's allowed have come on those 2 counts. Either first pitch of an at-bat or a 3-2 pitch. And this one misses inside. So he walks Stanton. First and second with 1 out.
That's a tough pitch to make there, full count. You have very little margin for error. You're shooting for the inside corner to freeze them, and that's a nice idea. However, if you miss in off, you walk them. And if that ball leaks out over the middle of the plate, you run the risk of it getting hammered. So it's a gutsy pitch and almost a risk not worth taking. If you're going to go with the fastball, why not knee high on the outside corner? I mean, make them have to dive out there and reach after it. No real reason to go inside there.
And he's really a tough, this is almost the obvious, he's such a tough hitter to pitch to because he gets pretty good plate coverage.
Oh, he does.
So you go 3-2. I mean, you really don't want to go 3-2.
No, that's why you wondered maybe if he was thinking changeup right there. They have a lot of confidence in that pitch. That would have been a nice pitch to go to, but he had thrown so many fastballs that were in or up in that sequence that down and away would not have been a bad one either.
Here's Morrison. The pitch is down to him. 1 ball to no strikes. I mean, Stanton, and we don't see him as often as people in the National League, but he's a guy, he'll hit a ball to right field the way a left-handed hitter pulls a ball over there.
He's got that kind of power.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's hit a home run right down at Marlins Park, right down the right field line to hit foul pole. I mean, righties don't do that.
Fastball fouled away by Morrison, and the count is 1-1.
There's opposite field power, and then there's power where you can hit it right down the other line and get it out. I've only seen one other guy really do that, and that was Barry Bonds. The power that he had.
Yep. Well, it's fun to watch Stanton take batting practice. 1-1 the count. And that ball is in. Here's a guy, Stanton could hit the lights here probably. I mean, he's so strong. But he spent the better part of batting practice hitting line drives to right center field consistently, one after another.
That is the influence of Eduardo Perez, their hitting coach.
There's a strike to square the count at 2-2.
And what he's doing there, and what all the good hitters do, you talk about that up the middle approach and hit the ball the other way. You let that ball travel, and you start to build trust in your hands. And then you just react. If you're able to wait back on the ball that's middle of the plate away and drive, shoot that ball the other way, you're going to react to the ball in. And then those hands come speeding through, and then that's where the power is going to be generated.
As a result, he'll hit the ball out to all fields. 2-2, and this one deflected off the glove of Moore to short. To second, one to Zobrist, and the throwback to Pena not in time. Solano goes to third. Stanton is forced at second base. Moore got a glove on it, 1-6-4 on the put out at second base. A fielder's choice. Morrison beat the play back in at first.
Well, everything took just a little bit longer here because of that right there. Off the glove, so all of a sudden Elliot Johnson's got to change where he's at. It's a longer flip to Ben Zobrist. And Logan Morrison getting up that line and is just able to beat it.
2 outs, first and third, and the hitter is the second baseman, Omar Infante. And Infante looks at a strike. .295 hitter on the year. One and one, and a snap throw down to first. Pena slapping the tag on Morrison. Marlins threatened in the first. 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Had him out in front. A lot of hard stuff until then.
Yeah, and that's a hard changeup at 87. What's it like to know that a guy can put 3 fingers on a baseball, hide it in the back of his hand, and throw it as hard as my fastball? That is a horrible feeling right there.
Swing and a miss. He comes right back and gets him with a second change. That one at 88 just for fun. Bottom of the first coming. No score. Brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Race tank. A lot of action out there. And here is the starting lineup put together by Joe Madden, Desmond Jennings, Matt Joyce, and B.J. Upton. Hideki Matsui, the DH. Ben Zobrist and Carlos Pena follow. Then Jose Lobaton, Will Rhymes, and Elliot Johnson bats ninth.
Now taking the mound tonight for the Miami Marlins, it's right-hander Carlos Zambrano making his 13th start of the season, even up record. ERA 3.55, that opponent's average of 2.17, very good.
And the first pitch delivered by Zambrano is a fastball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Desmond Jennings at 2:48 to start this game. Takes another one down. Desmond hit safely in his first 6 games coming off the disabled list. He's 1 for 14 in the Mets series. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Zambrano throws him a strike.
Well, when you talk about Rays pitchers focusing on Jose Reyes and keeping him off the bag, that's what opposing pitchers are doing with Desmond Jennings.
The chopper down to third. Donovan Solano throws a strike to first. Jennings is out number 1.
Yeah, first of all, you don't want to start the game off or an inning off with Desmond reaching base, already go to the stretch. But then the trouble that he's able to cause on the bases, stealing bags, taking the extra base, they make that a priority.
Brings up Matt Joyce. That's 11 home runs, leading the team in that department. He's among the league leaders in both slugging percentage and on base percentage. And he shortens on the bat, takes a high fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. And up in the number 2 spot in the order in this game. He's now hit in every spot in the lineup this year except leadoff. And we know he does have experience in the leadoff spot.
And you don't want him to go to that leadoff spot because that means he's in a sustained period of struggling. And that's when Joe would put him up in that leadoff spot.
Yep. This was one of 2 places he had not hit yet this year in the order. First time hitting second. He spent most of his time hitting third. And the pitch is a strike to square the count. 2-2. Carlos Zambrano, long time with the Cubs. The pitch is down, split. So we've seen his fastball 89-90 here in the first few pitches, and the split at 84.
Yeah, he's getting it done a little bit different this year, throwing a lot of different pitches. He'll cut it, sink it, split, breaking ball, a couple different speeds.
And the pitch is down, so he gives up the walk. He threw him a split 3-2. Joyce takes over at first.
Well, take a look at the Marlins defense in the outfield, left to right. Logan Morrison, Justin Ruggiano, and Giancarlo Stanton. In the infield, third to first, Donovan Solano, Jose Reyes, Omar Infante, and Gabby Sanchez. John Buck will handle the catching duties.
Here's B.J. Upton. Pitch is inside to Upton. Zambrano left that game over in Miami early with some lower back issues. And he's had a history of back problems. Tap. It's a foul ball. The count is 1-1. He had some back issues in July of last year. And then problems in August of 09 with a bulging disc. That pitch outside, 2-1. And the Rays got to him for ultimately 7 runs in 2 1/3 in his last outing.
Well, what we saw from Carlos in that start was very inconsistent with the command. He was behind everybody. Balls were up in the zone.
That's a hot shot foul. Moving Manny Gonzalez, the third base umpire, out of the way.
And his release point was all over the place. You could see him really struggling to try and find it. As you see this bullet right down the line.
And Gonzalez turned into the thin man there to avoid getting plucked by that line drive. 2-2 now to BJ. BJ fouls it. Fastball out over the plate. Hideki Matsui hitting cleanup, the DH. He is on deck. And the breaking pitch in there for strike 3 call on Upton.
Well, that was the sweeper right there by Zambrano. 80-mile-an-hour slider that has a ton of sweeping action. Watch this. He gets around that baseball and lets it go to work. That ball right at the knees, and you see it crossed over a lot of the plate.
And right at the bottom of the strike zone. Picks up his first strikeout, the second out of this inning. And here's Matsui. That pitch is outside, 1-0. One. A long run for Zambrano with the Cubs. He moved into double figures in wins back in 2003 when he won 13. He won 16 the next year. Topped out with 18 wins in 07.
Always had that good power sinker. And a lot of energy.
Matsui fouls a fastball back. It's out of play. See, the last 5 years following that 18-win season in 07, he was 14-6 in 08. That's the year he threw a no-hitter against Houston in Milwaukee. Oh, home game up there for Houston. That was during Hurricane Ike. Runner takes off. The pitch is a ball, and the throw will go through. No, that's a call, third strike. A late call there by Gibson. Matsui called out on strikes. The infield was leaving, and a good thing it was a called strike. The ball was thrown into center. No score through one.
Talks about the importance of his fastball command tonight.
You know, I think that's what everything feeds off of. You know, the changeup and breaking ball command. You know, they feed off of fastball command because I'm not going to get to those pitches unless I'm ahead or even. It's just kind of the way it goes. I don't want to dig a hole with a secondary pitch. So getting ahead's definitely huge.
And even though the walks are a little bit high on the season, the control has been better as of late. 6 walks in his last 3 starts. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, the first pitch, Justin Ruziano took a big cut at a fastball and fouled it right back, dislodging the mask of Jose Lobaton. Take a look at this.
Right off the back of his head.
One ball and one strike. It's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ruggiano hit a home run in that game last Saturday in Miami off Matt Moore. That accounted for 3 of the 4 runs. And he's up in the count now, 3-1. Here is that pitch.
He got down and around that fastball in, and it went way out. No doubter. Big cut at the fastball, and he fouled that one back. He's swinging hard up there, and the count is full. Well, he was having a good year at Oklahoma City in the Houston organization when the Marlins got him from the Astros. Hit a couple of home runs since joining the Marlins, and he draws the walk here. A couple of change-ups in that sequence, and that one high. Yeah, going with it on the full count. I think Matt Moore thinking back about the fastball that Ruggiano got last week. And in this situation, elects to go 3-2 changeup and missed badly with it.
Yankees and the Nationals, top of the 2nd in Washington. No score. Phil Hughes versus Gio Gonzalez in that one. Here's Austin Kearns. He's the DH for the Marlins, and the pitch is a strike. The Cubs shut out the Red Sox at Wrigley today, 3-0. Leadoff man Ruggiano aboard. The American League East presented by Acura. New York up by a half on Baltimore, with the Rays 2.5 back. Toronto 6.5, and Boston now 7. Did he go? No, says Jerry Davis down at first. It's 1-1.
Now breaking ball, breaks back foot style, not even close.
Step back and a throw to first. Ruggiano back in.
Now this Marlins team will run. See Matt Moore with that nice snap throw. That's
pitch is high. Yeah, that play at first was closer than you would necessarily expect with that step back move.
we haven't seen that from Matt Moore. He doesn't break that out very often, and that throw was on the money and a lot closer than Ruggiano would have liked. You got to do something to try to control this running game, because they will go.
There's a strike, 2-2. Yeah, the tops and steals with 62. Rays tops in the American League. They're tied for first in the American League in steals. Coming in, the Rays with 49, and the Marlins have 62 stolen bases. And strike 3 call. Kearns caught looking at a changeup. It's the 3rd strikeout, 2 of them on changeups.
And I think he was fooled. I think Austin Kearns was fooled by the location of this. It looks like a 4-seam fastball. This thing comes back right to the inside corner. Greg Gibson there to ring him up.
So 1 away. Gabby Sanchez. And a fastball off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, you figure too, this ball club, Miami Marlins, their last 9 games, they're 1-8. That was that homestand we talked about. They were outscored on that homestand, 56-17. So offense being a problem, they're at the top of the heap in stolen bases. You figure they're going to be very aggressive trying to create something here.
Ball is outside. 2-0. Sanchez just recently back from the minor leagues. He'd spent some time in New Orleans, their AAA affiliate. Pitch is fouled, out of play. And it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. The Marlins really miss Emilio Bonifacio, who's on the disabled list with the injured left thumb. And he had stolen 20 bases. He was 20 out of 21 in the steal department. Good cut and a miss by Sanchez. The count is 2-2.
A good power fastball here by Matt Moore. Gets it right by Gabby Sanchez. But, you know, going back what you were talking about, Emilio Bonifacio, you can imagine the dynamic of having him at the top of the order. We talked a little bit about it last week with Jose Reyes and how that just adds another element, giving opposing managers and pitchers headaches.
Yeah, that's a great 1-2 punch. They'll divide the attention of pitchers at the top of the order, Bonifacio and Reyes.
Well, and Bonifacio can handle the bat, you know, just as well. So you've got opportunities for hitting and run. You know, a lot of different things you can do with those two guys that obviously Ozzie Guillen's limited right now.
And both Bonifacio and Reyes switch hitters. Move to first. Luciano is back in. So those two guys give them a lot of flexibility and a lot of speed and will disrupt an opposing pitcher.
We'll start to think about that. Reyes, Bonifacio, Ramirez, Stanton, Infante.
Swing and a miss. Sanchez out of there. He missed the fastball at 96. Strikeout number 4 for Matt Moore.
And Gabby Sanchez has a blind spot out over the plate there with that heater. And Matt Moore can, the first time you see him, he can really sneak up on you because it's such easy gas. Look at this ball right down the middle. He threw 2 of them there to Sanchez, and he's not able to get to either one of them. That ball just exploding out of the hand of Moore.
Now here's John Buck. Pitch is fouled up the right side. That's out of play. An 0-1 count to Buck. And a foul ball right back. 2 strikes, the count. You know, we're talking about the top of the order there. Jose Reyes has gone in there. The other thing that Bonifacio gives them is the ability to bunt. He leads his team with 5 bunt base hits. That's something else that the opposing defense has to contend with. Swing and a miss. Buck is out. A fastball. 3 strikeouts in the inning. Bottom of the second coming. No score.
Tropicana Field. Tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Well, Matt Moore walked the first man, then struck out the side in the top half of the inning. The Rays will come in to bat in the home half of the second with Ben Zobrist to lead off. Zobrist, then Pena and Lobaton. Ben starts the night hitting .229 with 8 home runs and 26 runs batted in. Two balls, no strikes. Three and 0 the count. Zobrist up here trying to get aboard to get something started with Carlos Pena on deck. There's a strike. Ben has walked and homered in his matchups with Zambrano going back into the last series. And now the count's full. Fastball on the corner.
Well, fell behind early and then 2 quality fastballs right to the outside corner.
And ball 4. Zambrano gives up the walk. Leadoff pass.
Boy, that's frustrating. You fall behind 3-0, then you make 2 quality pitches to get back in the count, and it all goes for naught. You miss off the plate, and this is what happened with Zambrano last week. Actually, with all the Marlins pitchers, the Rays ran into Ricky Nolasco, Zambrano, Anibal Sanchez. All 3 of them really didn't have their quality command, and the Rays made them pay. The 2 guys they didn't see: Mark Burley on the right, Josh Johnson on the left.
Here's Carlos Pena. The pitch is up. Yeah, the Rays have actually seen enough of both of those guys at one time or another, and Johnson's due to pitch the game here on Sunday. And enough said about Burley. One ball, no strikes. One and one. Marlins have had runners in each of the first 2. The Rays likewise. Pitch inside. 2-1. Not a bona fide shift on for Pena, but Reyes positioned way up the middle, but still on the shortstop side of the bag. And Infante shaded over in the hole between first and second. And that's going to catch the strike zone. 2-2. Another look at that pitch. Well, it didn't quite catch the strike zone after all, did it?
No, it didn't.
Greg Gibson thought so.
Yeah.
Wow. Gibson was expecting a bigger break than what he saw. And that pitch is outside, and with the fastball, Zambrano just said, I'm going to go the same spot. That's a ball, and the count is full.
You can see right there a little cut action on that. Zambrano trying to catch that outside corner with the cutter.
Zobrist back in at first. Full count to Zobrist. He walked. Now a full count to Pena. There goes Ben, and the pitch is lined but foul into the seats. 3-2 fastball, and Carlos just a little out in front of it.
Yep, a little too anxious. Got those hands started early, and boy, he hammered that ball, but way foul. Boy, it's hard too. You got a full count. You're looking for a particular pitch in a particular spot, and you get it. You know, to have that patience to sit back just a little bit longer and trust those hands instead of jumping out there after it.
3-2, and that's going to be wide. So Zambrano gives up back-to-back walks here. 3 walks in the game issued already by Carlos Zambrano.
Well, and Carlos Zambrano this year, you know, he's not the same pitcher. Doesn't have the same velocity that he once had. But he's been much more efficient than he has at any point in his career. Just 15.5 pitches an inning. But of what the Rays have seen of him, 2 1/3 in his last outing, and here in the early going, that command not there, not efficient at all.
Yeah, a lot of pitches already, and here's Jose Lobaton. And the pitch to him is outside. 7 hitters into his night, and Zambrano has yet to throw a first pitch strike to any of them.
And how about this? He's one of those guys that have the big spread. You know, after getting ahead of somebody 0-1, anything after that, the opposition 143, 1-0, it's 263. It's a 120-point swing.
There's a shot fair up the right field line and down beyond the bullpen. Zobrist will score. Pena's hitting third. They'll stop him there. It's a double for Lobaton, and the Rays take the lead 1-0. A 1-0 pitch, and Lobaton ripped it up the right field line for 2 bases.
Well, that's what you have to do. You take advantage of a pitcher who doesn't have command. 2 walks. He's behind in the count. You haven't even put the ball in play yet. Well, you finally get a pitch out over the plate in that 1-0 count. Lobaton hammers it down the right field line. You see that ball clearly fair, and the Rays are in business.
It's been a little bit of a plus for the Rays from Lobaton. He's swung a pretty good bat with a few extra base hits. That's his 4th double. So they've seen a little pop off his bat since he was activated off the disabled list. And here is Will Rhymes. Hits the ball on the ground, and that's just foul. Grabbed by Sanchez. A strike to count.
That's a tough way to pitch right there. 1 out of 8. First pitch strikes.
And Rhymes, 232 for the Rays. A little over 300 against right-handed pitching. Two men in scoring position with nobody out. And a foul ball. 0-2. See Rhymes, nothing against lefties, and 3-0-2 against right-handers. And that split had him reaching for that last pitch as he fouled it off. Zobrist has scored. Pena's at third, and Lobaton is the runner at second. And a little piece of that one foul.
He's trying to stay alive and put the ball in play. That's what that swing was about. Will Rhymes down 0-2. Zambrano obviously going for the strikeout here, second and third. Got the infield not all the way in, but they're creeping.
And a swing and a miss. After a couple splits, he came in with a fastball, and that's about as hard as he's thrown tonight. 93 on the fastball to throw it by Rhymes.
Well, second and third will do that. And you had the count in your favor, so he could afford to go off the plate with that and see if he could get a chase. And he did. That ball off the plate away.
Yeah, that's a great 0-2 pitcher's pitch right there.
And, you know, again, it illustrates and highlights the fact that pitching ahead, it gives you so many more options, not only on what pitches you can throw, but the areas that you can go to get hitters to expand the zone. You're pitching behind, you got to pitch over the white. You pitch over the white, you get hurt.
Now Elliot Johnson. Elliott had a couple hits off Zambrano. Now Buck and Zambrano want to get together.
Seems to be a trend. The pitcher-catcher meetings, mid-count, before the count, mid-inning.
Hard to pitch that way, I would think.
I don't ever recall having one of those meetings. I mean, you have your signs, runner at second base, you're going to change your signs, you go over them before, and well, maybe I didn't have as many pitches as Carlos Zambrano, and they can't get together on one. Buck's forgetting one. There's 6 of them, so maybe add that finger. But I don't ever recall having one of those. It seems that we get a couple a game.
First pitch to Elliott. He takes it for a strike. Well, the idea is to get into a rhythm out there, and a little tough to do that if you're having a conference every third pitch.
It's very difficult. And the guy standing out behind you trying to catch the ball for you don't particularly care for it either.
And there's a strike. That pitch might have started a little bit in, but came back and got the zone. So he's had a little nice movement on a couple of his pitches here.
Now, once again, back to that 0-2 count. Here's the fastball. Yep, that little comeback action catches the inside corner. And now he can expand the zone and see if Elliott is willing to expand his. Try to get another strikeout. You got to go for it here, second and third once again.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for the Rays, and Zambrano trying to pitch his way around this. The Rays have 1 run, but a chance for a couple more. Pitch away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
See, now this is an opportunity for the backdoor cutter. You just, 0-2, you fire a fastball 6 inches off the plate, you let the hitter see it out there, see it as a ball, throw a cutter in the same spot. See if he'll give up on it, catch that outside corner.
And the pitch is away and a ball. Stayed away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that was the traditional fastball, not the cut fastball, that 93 miles an hour again, right at his upper limits.
And we've seen a couple of those now, including the one that got Rhymes swinging. 2-2. Into the dirt, bouncing away, but just off to the left of Buck, but still in front of him. And the count is full. He elected to go with the split, and Buck managed to prevent Pena from coming down the line.
Yeah, that was not an easy block because that ball was well short of John Buck. You see he's able to get it. That ball squirts off his left elbow. You see his hop to get to that ball and keep his eyes on Carlos Pena at the same time.
3-2 now. And a little tap foul. And Johnson not taking any chances on the 3-2 pitch.
No.
Stays alive up there.
He did, and that ball well off the plate, but you don't want to put that in the hands of Greg Gibson. We've seen him call a pitch out there already. Playing it safe.
3-2 again. And this one fouled off his foot. Zambrano got ahead of Elliot Johnson. 2 strikes. Johnson working the count full and fouling off these last 2 pitches. 3-2 and ball 4. Johnson draws the walk and loads the bases. Bases loaded for the top of the order.
Now, tonight's game is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
Well, a nice at bat for Elliott Johnson, who got down in the count and works it for the base on balls. He's at first, Lobaton at second, Pena third. And here's the top of the order, Desmond Jennings. Desmond swings through the first one, strike one. A lot of pitches here in the early part of this game by both pitchers. Matt Moore has made 45 through 2. Zambrano right now sitting at 48. And a ground ball, base hit through the hole. Pena's going to score. Lobaton stops at third. The bases remain loaded. Desmond Jennings drives in a run, and it's 2-0. 15th run batted in for Desmond. Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach, is on his way to the mound.
Well, Desmond Jennings swung through the first offering by Zambrano. Not this one. This ball stays middle of the plate. Desmond head down. Short, quick stroke. Shoots that ball right into the hole. Everybody moves up 90 feet. The Rays add a run.
Well, he's made 29 pitches in this inning. The Rays have sent 6 men to the plate. 5 have reached, 2 have scored. The bases are loaded. And Matt Joyce is the hitter. Matt walked his first time. And the pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Matt has fared well through his young career with the bases loaded. And he takes ball 2 away. 2-0, and he gets the count running in his favor. Lobaton third. Johnson at second. Jennings at first. Two-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. The count goes to 2-1.
Well, Carlos Zambrano flirting with some big-time danger here. Still 2-1. Matt Joyce could afford to let it fly here on that pitch. You see he just pulls off of it a little bit. That ball that was down and away. Matt wants to see something up in the zone that he can elevate and get out of the infield.
And he takes that one for a strike.
Tell you what, Greg Gibson has got a big zone out there. Inconsistent, but he's called enough of them now that you're not going to be really sure if you're a hitter. That ball well off the plate. Well off.
That one was farther off the plate than the other one he called. And a foul ball back, a fastball.
Yeah, we talked about this either yesterday or the day before.
And there's the grand slam, 1 of 2 Joyce has this year. That one came at Fenway on the 25th of May off John Lester.
Look where Greg Gibson is set up in his stance once again, like Laz Diaz. He's on the inside corner, so he's almost at he's at an angle of that outside corner, almost guessing out there.
And a line drive into left. Morrison charges, makes the catch, the tag, but the runners will hold. Morrison still on 1 hop to the plate. So Joyce lines to left as Morrison made the grab. The bases remain loaded.
Matt Joyce, you're frustrated that at bat was taken away from him. 3-1 count goes to 2-2, and then he reaches out there, does a nice job of going with that pitch, but That ball stayed in the air too long. Still seething. And you don't blame him because that pitch wasn't even close. It's one thing to be borderline and have a call go against you. It's another one where it's almost in the other batter's box. You change the whole dynamic of an at-bat from 3-1 to 2-2 with the bases juiced.
Well, you know, he's got a... Zambrano now has a chance to get out of it and limit the damage. It was a big cut by Upton. Strike one. And you're right. I mean, if it's 3-1, the Rays might have a giant inning. Right now, they've scored 2. That pitch is off the plate. 1-1. Way high. 2 balls and a strike. And that is ball 3. So it's 3-1. Zambrano, it seems, on the last couple pitches has really hurried.
He is. He's rushing his delivery. He's trying to overthrow.
3-1. And ball 4. He really wasn't close on those last 3 pitches. And that forces home a run.
Now, the same problems that plagued him last week are right here again. Just inconsistent with the delivery, the release point, the command. Yeah, he's about 50-50 in strikes and balls. Look at him just rushing and overthrowing. He's a high energy kind of guy, and you're always working to try to keep your emotions in check.
Chad Godin is up in the bullpen now. Just got up. 60 pitches made by Zambrano in this game. 40 in this inning. And here's Hideki Matsui. Matsui lets a fly ball down the left side. Going to slice foul and toward the bullpen. Matsui got a fastball, but fouled it the other way. The Rays started this inning with a walk. Got a souvenir. You're gonna take that home.
Put that right on the mantle. How about that?
There's a good chance he might sleep with that baseball tonight.
Well, yeah, mantle tomorrow.
Right under the pillow. 2 strikes the count. Doesn't get much better than that.
You already got a change-up grip.
Looks to maybe be a lefty.
Yeah.
Hey, keep that up.
That's right.
An 0-2 count to Matsui. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Four walks in the inning. 2 hits. The Rays have batted around for the 7th time this year. 2nd time against Zambrano. And just a little piece of that on a foul ball. 1-2. Matsui staying alive up there.
Lengthening that swing.
Another pitch up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So that's 45 pitches in this inning. The 2-2 and a chopper to the right side, and Fonte with a toss to first. So that's going to end the inning. Rays leave them loaded, but they come up with 3 runs. Hits by Jennings and Lobaton. 3-0 Tampa Bay.
Blue jerseys today, as it is Autism Awareness Night at Tropicana Field. We have 2 very special guests with us. We have Tish Slater, and she is the Regional Fundraising Specialist for Autism Speaks, and also Giselle Rodriguez, the wife of Sean Rodriguez. And Tish, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about what Autism Speaks is all about.
Autism Speaks is the world's largest autism science and advocacy organization dedicated to funding research into the causes, awareness, and treatments and prevention of autism.
Not only are the Rays wearing the baby blues, guys, but a lot of the players have these wristbands on, and that is also for Autism Speaks. And Giselle, you guys have a personal situation with autism. Tell us about our little buddy Gogo.
Well, he was around 2 years old when we first started seeing things that we were like, something's not right. And so we got him diagnosed, and sure enough, he was autistic. So now we're just kind of working our way to get help and see how things progress with his autism.
Giselle was part of the Rays wives team that took on the Marlins wives team as B.J. Upton makes a nice catch to retire Jose Reyes here for the first out of the inning. And the Rays wives beat up the Marlins wives down there in Miami as they won 14-2. And there you see the softball highlights. And also we had a check presentation today raising $3,000 for Autism Speaks. So that is a great deal where they had some fun down there in Miami, but it was also for a great cause. For families like the Rodriguezes and others, is there a helpline available, Tish, for families to be able to contact?
Yes, there is a dedicated autism response helpline. It's called ART, or Autism Response Team, and they can be reached at 1-888-AUTISM-2.
And finally, Giselle, seems like probably different challenges. You learn a little bit more every year, huh?
We do. There's different like holistic things that you can take, like approaches, or there's therapies, there's speech, there's ABA. There's so many different things that different parents have to try. And so we're trying little things at a time to see what works for Gogo.
Well, guys, it's we're just raising awareness for autism. We want to get the word out. Autism Speaks, Autism Awareness Night here at Tropicana Field. Tish, Giselle, thank you very much. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Todd. Solano hits a ground ball to short, handled by Elliott Johnson. So 2 up, 2 down here in the third inning. Donovan Solano in the game. Hanley Ramirez was a late scratch. So the bases are empty with 2 outs. Here's Stanton. Stanton walked his first time. And the pitch is a first pitch strike. Breaking ball from Matt Moore. One and one. Broken bat. The pitch is fouled outside of third. The barrel of the bat wound up back in the screen just to the right of the on deck circle where Logan Morrison was standing.
And I would venture a guess that you see that probably a lot from Giancarlo Stanton, because a lot of these power hitters, they like the big head on the bat, obviously, to be able to juice the baseball, and the thinner handle. So you combine that, any little contact that's not flush, and you run the risk of this. Look at that, right at the handle. That thing saws off and straight to the backstop.
Swing and a miss. Stanton out on strikes. Couple of breaking balls in that sequence. Bottom of the third coming. 3-0 Rays. Half of the third. Get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates are going fast. Act now to make your group reservation right behind the Rays bullpen by calling 855-GROUP-TB or online at raysbaseball.com. Carlos Zambrano back out there. Ben Zobrist opens the third as he did the second inning. 1 ball and no strikes. 46 pitches thrown by Zambrano in the second. One and one the count to Ben. Pitch is low. 2-1. Ben out on strikes to end the game yesterday, won by the New York Mets over the Rays 9-6. The Rays left the bases loaded after scoring a couple runs in the 9th inning. Zobrist homered off Zambrano over in Miami. 3-2. You know, Zobrist got under that ball more than he drove that ball.
Well, he did, but he keeps his bat in the strike zone an awful long time.
There's a base hit up the middle. off a 3-2 pitch.
And he let that bat drag through the strike zone and then catch that baseball with the barrel underneath it and create a lot of backspin. And when you create backspin like that, catch it flush, you get pretty good carry. I'll tell you what, he caught this ball that was off the plate away. Good plate coverage there. Lines that right back up the middle and gets the Rays started off on the right foot again here in the third.
At 3-2, he wasn't taking any chances on a pitch out there. We've seen a couple called strikes on pitches well off the plate. There's Carlos Pena. It's a ball, 1-0. The Rays best in the major leagues when it comes to drawing walks per plate appearance. And these two guys, Zobrist and Pena, have certainly done their fair share of it. Pena 45 walks already, and Zobrist has 42. Then back in at first.
Well, and Ozzie Guillen wasting no time, gets right back to the bullpen, gets them up and going. It's very clear that Zambrano once again struggling with that command. You can't let this game get out of hand.
That's a strike. The count is 1-1. Godin up again. The former Ray. And that's ball 2. Well, that's 75 pitches thrown by Zambrano. 2+ innings right now. Ground ball. That's a chopper foul down in front of George Hendrick. 2-2.
Carlos Pena finding it difficult to sit back on the fastball of Zambrano. That at 90, out in front again. Just hold on for a hair longer. See some fireworks.
2-2 the count. A move to first. Zobrist is back in. Rays have 3 runs, 3 hits. Zambrano's given up 5 walks. And Pena did not go. He checked in time as the splitter dropped too low. And the count is full.
Very close.
This is the 7th 3-ball count Zambrano's had on a hitter tonight. 3-2 and ball 4. So Zobrist moves up to second. Pena walks for the second time. And here comes Ozzie Guillen, and that's going to be it. So 2 innings plus 2 hitters in the third. And Zambrano will depart this game down 3-0. Bottom of the third. Bring out your friends, family, and coworkers and become a member of the Group Leaders Reward Program. Earn rewards like a free suite, a Matt Moore autographed baseball, and much more. Visit raysbaseball.com/group leader or call 855-GROUP-TB. Chad Godin, veteran right-hander, came up through the Rays system. And Jose Lobaton steps in there against him. Zambrano gone after 78 pitches, 2 innings plus. And Godin throws a strike. Fourteenth appearance for the right-hander. And another strike, 0-2. The Rays scored 3 times in the second inning and left 3 men aboard. And a foul ball moves George Hendrick out of the way. Count still 2 strikes.
That's dedication. Wow. Blow up headshots.
Some bullpen following. Those guys deserve some recognition down there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Randy Choate, the former Ray. Big part of that Marlins bullpen now. There's Pena at first. Zobrist down at second. And a big cut and a miss by Lobaton. Godin got that fastball up there. The reading was 94.
Yeah, he overpowered Lobaton with this. I think the velocity caught him a little bit by surprise. This ball just gets by him a little bit late on that swing.
Yeah, you don't expect that. You know, he'll hit 92 and pop that one in at 94. Now here's Will Rhymes. Bunt and misses it. Strike 1.
Well, Will Rhymes trying to surprise everybody there with that bunt as he's pulling out. That ball sinking down and away. He just couldn't reach it.
Godin is capable of giving the Marlins some innings, as we saw the last time Zambrano left early in a game against the Rays. Godin wound up working 4 2/3 in that game. Now the runner Zobrist breaks, and he's going to be caught in a rundown. And now Pena is going to move into second base. The ball coming out of the mitt on the attempt to dig it out and make the throw.
Boy, that should have been a double play there for the Marlins. They guessed right. Godin with the inside move towards second base. Well, they got it right. Here it is. And then after this tag, they've got Carlos Pena dead at second base, but Jose Reyes not able to hold on to the baseball.
So Pena winds up at second. Yeah, he was a dead duck between first and second if they can hang on to the baseball. 1-1 the count to Rhymes now. 2 outs in the inning. Godin has not only given them some extended innings out of the bullpen, he's made a couple starts for them. That's a foul ball right back into the mid of Buck. 1-2. What's inside of baseball? Well, David Price finding out. Curious young man. This one foul, out of play. It's beyond the yarn.
But we got to stick with this.
Getting close.
It's better theater than what's going on the field right now.
We can't leave this until we get to the, not the bottom of it so much as the center of it. There's a little looper into short left, falling for a base hit. Pena's headed to the plate, so's the throw. It skips by everybody. Rhymes will head to second. The Rays pick up their 4th run, and Rhymes is in scoring position at second. Pena scores on the base hit by Will Rhymes. That's a run batted in. And the throw to the plate to the first base side skipped by everybody.
Oh, Will Rhymes, a nice job of hitting there to get that ball out to left. Logan Morrison comes up firing and gets ball, hits Carlos Pena right there, right between the legs, hits the right leg, squirts away.
Yeah, that's a nice ricochet shot away from both Buck and Gaudin backing up the play. So the Rays have their 4th run. Here's Elliott Johnson chopping one to the right side. Infante, Sanchez gets back to the bag and makes the play. 4-3 on the out. The Rays add a run. This ball game is through 3 and the Rays lead 4-0. Rays have built a 4-0 lead. We go to the 4th inning. Matt Moore on the hill for the Rays. Carlos Zambrano charged with all 4 runs. 57 pitches through 3 for Moore. The 3rd inning more like it, a 12-pitch 1-2-3 inning. So he faces Logan Morrison to open the 4th, and the first pitch, a fastball misses, ball 1. Morrison, Infante, and Ruggiano due up for the Miami Marlins. 2-0. Morrison reached on a fielder's choice his first time. And Moore promptly falls behind him, 3-0. And ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to the leadoff man in the 4th. Let's take a look at tonight's AT&T trivia question. Speaking of walks, since 2009, which 2 American League players have drawn the most walks since 2009? Omar Infante. And this pitch misses.
Well,
It's going to draw a visit.
Yep, you're going to go out there and just try to settle Matt Moore down a little bit, give him a breather, reconfigure. Well, the one thing you don't want to do is unforced errors here. You've got a 4-0 lead. Fill that strike zone with your very good stuff. You don't want to give the Marlins any opportunities without having to earn them.
That's a strike. So Greg Gibson. And it's 1-1. Popped up. Zobrist near second base makes the catch. 1 out.
Center fielder,
Justin Ruggiano, who's playing center field tonight for the Marlins. Ruggiano walked his first time. Ground ball, shortstop. Johnson to Zobrist, 1. First base, 2. 6-4-3. That takes care of the Marlins. 4-0 Rays, middle of 4. Rays lead it. Let's get the answer to tonight's AT&T trivia question. Since 2009, which 2 American League players have drawn the most walks? Jose Bautista and Ben Zobrist, and Ben is at it again this year in concert with Carlos Pena. They've drawn 3 tonight. Ben a walk and a base hit. How about that? Bautista and Zobrist over 300 walks in that span, leading the top 5. That's our AT&T trivia question. Desmond Jennings will open the bottom of the fourth. Sends a fly ball into center field. Ruggiano circles in and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the home half of the fourth. And Matt Joyce will be the hitter. We're going to pass along our very best to Art Casto. He's a big Rays fan in St. Cloud. He is the father-in-law of Rays pitching coach Jim Hickey. He's had some surgery and is recovering, and we wish him a very speedy recovery. We're all thinking about him and appreciate his loyalty to the Rays and our telecast. And we know that he'll be up and around very soon. 1 strike the count to Matt Joyce. 0-2 the count. Chad Godin on the hill in relief of Carlos Zambrano. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, you could see Godin trying to shoot that spot out there. They're taking their chances. John Buck, he recognizes Greg Gibson's called a few of those pitches out there. So when you get the count way in your favor, what's it hurt? Maybe you get a chase. Maybe you get the call. Oh,
there is ball 2.
Well, I mean, that was set up perfectly. That's how you do it. 0-2 count. You run the fastball off, and then you come right back with that little cutting action right there. Catch the outside corner. Just didn't get it there.
Swing and a foul-tipped strikeout. So Matt Joyce is out on strikes.
Well, fans, you can send your dad a Happy Father's Day message to air during our telecast on Sunday. Text DAD followed by your specific message to 789-789. Best chance to get it on there, 50 characters or less.
And there's a strike to B.J. Upton, a slider.
Or at risk of getting maybe another book sent to me, fewer than 50 characters.
There you go.
Yes. Do not want to.
That's right.
Face that once again.
Fewer in numbers.
Yes.
Less in volume.
Yes. Yep. I learned that. I got a book to prove it. It's awesome.
Pitch is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We don't want to misguide the youth of America.
No. It's all about the children.
That's right. That's deep. 1-2 and a wave and a miss. Upton reaching for that slider. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Godin. We're headed into the 5th, and the Rays lead 4-0. Rays have the lead in this one, 3 in the second and 1 in the third. And it's time for the Just for Men Auto Stop foolproof stat. Let's take a look. Highest percentage of runs allowed with 2 outs. Well, the Rays, that's a notorious number for the Rays right there, 46.6. As the Rays are counting on turning that one around with 2 outs, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. The Rays certainly saw enough of that in the New York Mets series. Austin Kearns swinging and missing, strike 1. Well, Moore had an 8-pitch 4th inning after he walked Morrison on 4 pitches. And then he got through the inning on 8 pitches. The double play ball on the first pitch to Ruggiano made that possible. 1-1 to count now to Kearns. That's low. Last 2 innings have been low pitch count innings for Moore. He made 25 pitches in the first, followed that up with 20 in the second inning, and then just 20 in the third and fourth innings combined. High fastball is fouled back, and it's 2-2. So right now the pitch count not looking too bad, especially after that start.
Yeah, 45 through 2. You're thinking maybe you could get 5, maybe 6 out of them. And now you got a chance to get deeper into the game here.
Count's going to go full to Kearns. Tried a breaking ball. He got him looking for a strikeout back in the second inning.
And the key for Matt Moore, just continue to pound that zone. You're down at the bottom of the order. You want to keep it down here.
Ground ball, third base.
There we go.
Rhymes up with it. High throw, but a little footwork at first, and Pena takes the throw. So Kearns is out of there, and we'll check in with Todd Callis. Todd?
Dwayne, thanks. I'm with the group up here, up in section 307. They are a group that is doing a Biking for Baseball tour. Tell us about it, Adam.
Yeah, we are biking to all the Major League Baseball stadiums this summer, and alongside each stadium that we visit, we host a youth baseball clinic with big brothers and big sisters who we have here tonight with us. But the idea is to raise more attention for these great programs all across the country.
So who do you have with us? Who are the guys biking all around the country?
It'll be Chase, Rex, Steve, and then myself. And so far we've totaled just over 4,700 miles. We did the math today, and so it's been a long ride, and we just finished our longest ride of 1,100 miles from Houston to Tampa.
And that was your longest leg of the trip so far. How did that one go?
It was, and we went through the floods of Alabama. I don't know if it was hearing that, but 20 inches of rain in 2 days, and we had to ride through it. It was crazy.
Final thing, you guys came up with this idea at another dome stadium, the Metrodome, right? But you like this place?
It was, yeah. It was the last weekend series of the Metrodome ever in 2009. Greinke's Cy Young year, and that stadium. Good thing they got rid of that one. This one's not as bad as what we have heard before. It's all right.
You guys like this better than you thought you would, right?
We do. We really do like it. Actually, it's a lot of a lot of the experience is the fans, and the fans here are really into the game, and we really like that. Definitely so.
They were into that strikeout. I said final question, but how long did it take you from Houston to Tampa or St. Pete?
10 days.
10 days. Through a lot of heat and humidity.
Through a lot of heat and humidity. A lot of rain, too, so it was a long ride.
You guys are doing a great job, and they are mentoring along the way, so it's for a great cause. Next is Marlins Park, right?
Marlins Park will be there next Friday night, actually. They're just finishing up their road stand, and so they'll be there next Friday.
And where can they find out more information? What's the website?
Bikingforbaseball.org.
There you go, guys. Back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. And that's a unique experience, to be sure. Just 10 days between Houston and here.
How about that?
Through the rain in Alabama.
That wasn't just a straight leisurely ride. I mean, they had to dodge some serious weather.
1-1 the count to John Buck. 2 outs. Kearns has gone out third to first. Sanchez struck out. And a pitch thrown into the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. See, Todd makes friends wherever he goes. He found that group riding the bikes all over for a great cause.
Look how comfortable he is.
Yeah.
Like he's known them for years.
Mm-hmm.
One leg up.
Yep.
Relaxed.
Pitch is fouled. Out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two now. And a fastball up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Matt Moore all set. And a high drive into left center field. Upton on the track, makes the catch to retire the side. 1, 2, 3, they go. Bottom of the 5th coming. 4-0, Tampa Bay.
Tropicana Field, where the Rays lead the Marlins 4-0.
It's fun at the old ballpark.
Excited.
Yep.
See?
Hey, how about those the bicyclists who came over here from Houston and doing that, and an interesting review of this ballpark, and I think they're right. I mean, this is a comfortable ballpark and would rank higher on the list of a lot of the critics if they experienced a game here.
I'll say this. Coming in as a visiting player back in 2003, 2004, 2005, it was not nice here, and it was not comfortable here. And I'll tell you what, they have done an unbelievable job making this a nice ballpark, a nice place to come to work. They absolutely have. And I got to see before and after, and a lot different now.
1-1 to count. And so those young men getting their first exposure to Tropicana Field, and they like what they see. They like the fans. Like anything, people make the event and the facility. Fly ball. Center field, Ruggiano is there. So that is the first out. Matsui retired. Speaking of all that, it's a great place to come, and the Rays have something for everyone this Father's Day. Sunday, June the 17th, the first 10,000 kids 14 and under get a David Price jersey wallet presented by Grow Financial. And then after the game, Gretchen Wilson, Three Doors Down, and ZZ Top take the stage. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com.
And what are we calling that?
Papa Palooza.
Yes. Yeah. I like that.
One strike to count to Zobrist.
2,000. Down to 2,000 tickets left. That's it. Yeah. So it's going to be hopping.
That could be a happening, as they used to say in the old days.
Yes. Well, and it is. And we've seen that. We've seen when this place is filled, the energy is off the charts. You get the cowbells going. You've got all these people condensed here close to the field. It's loud. A lot of fun. Great baseball atmosphere.
So there'll be a great game, and then 3 great acts. There's a long shot off the bat of Zobrist. Way back and gone. Then Zobrist turns around an 0-2 fastball, and there wasn't much doubt about that one. His 9th home run of the year, and Vin Zobrist remains red hot. So Zobrist shoots one out of here to right. With that home run, another $16,000 raised to support prostate cancer research. To make a donation, call 800-798-CURE or go online to pcf.org. Rays now lead 5-0. Courtesy of the home run by Zobrist. Here's Carlos Pena. Pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, they want this ball up, and it doesn't quite get there. Ben Zobrist all over it. And he knew it.
Two and 0. Zobrist started to get hot in Miami, and he continues to swing a great bat.
All that extra work put in with hitting coach Derek Shelton has really paid off, because those hands doing the job.
Pena takes ball 3, 3-0. Five runs, 5 hits for the Rays. They've drawn 6 walks. They make that 7. Pena walks for the 3rd straight time. He runs his walk total to 47. Now, Jose Lobaton. You know, Zobrist homered off Godin here tonight. He also homered off him in the 5th inning Saturday. He was on in relief of Zambrano then, as he is in this game. One strike to count to Lobaton.
Yeah, Ben that was a huge night for Ben. 5 plate appearances, 3 for 3, a couple of walks, 2 2-run homers. He scored 4 times.
One ball, 1 strike. Well, he has a walk and a single and a home run tonight. 2 runs scored. Two and 1. The Rays get 4 off Zambrano and now 1 off Godin. It's going to take the count to 2-2. Full count. Been a few of those tonight. This is the first full count run by Godin. Zambrano really battled with his control. Walked 6, gave up 4 runs. And now a 3-2 count to Jose Lobaton. There goes the runner, and the pitch hit on the ground down to first. Diving stop. That's fair. Sanchez right on the bag. And Pena moves up to second. He was off on that 3-2 pitch. Sanchez grabbed it just fair at the bag.
Well, the only reason Gabby Sanchez is able to get to that ball is because he's holding the runner on. And there he is. He comes off, not that far. Doesn't even have to take a step, just dives back, and the glove's already on the bag. He actually didn't pay any mind to Carlos Pena either. Pena with a big turnout there at second base.
Now Will Rhymes. Will's 1 out of 2. Pitch to him is low. A ball and no strikes. Washington batting in the bottom of the 6th. They trail the Yankees 2-1. Baltimore leading in Atlanta. That's 2-1 with the Braves batting in the bottom of the 4th. 2-0. And the Blue Jays lead the Phillies in Toronto 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning of that game. Two-0 pitch. Strike at the knees. Elliott Johnson on deck, hoping to get a chance to hit here with men on base. Rhymes runs the count to 3 balls and a strike.
One of those nights again where the 3-ball count is almost mandatory, feels like. A lot of deep counts here. That's got to be driving that man right there, manager Ozzie Guillen, crazy. It's been a rough couple of weeks.
They're coming off a 1-8 homestand. Their second longest homestand of the year.
Yeah, they didn't pitch and they didn't hit. Obviously.
3-1, a liner into center for a base hit. Pena's on his way to the plate. Ruggiano's throws not in time. A base hit and a run batted in for Rhymes. The Rays have their 6th run of the night and build a 6-0 lead.
Now Will Rhymes, a couple of back-to-back at-bats, very good. He went down and got a pitch the last time. This one a little bit more accommodating up in the zone. He just lines it right back up the middle. 2 outs. Carlos Pena is coming. Ruggiano with a nice throw. Carlos is able to get in just ahead of it.
Pena digging all the way. And you're right, a very good throw by Ruggiano. Pena just beat it. Now Elliott Johnson hits it on the ground to second. Infante to his right with a pickup and throw. Home run by Ben Zobrist to start the inning for the Rays. They add another run. 2 more runs score. At the end of 5, it's 6-0 Tampa Bay. Matt Moore made 45 pitches through the first 2, but has settled in. He's pitched well. Meanwhile, the Rays scored 3 times in the second. A double by Jose Lobaton opened the scoring. Desmond Jennings followed with a base hit, driving in a run. Later, it was Will Rhymes with a single, scoring a run. Home run by Ben Zobrist in the 5th inning. His 9th homer of the year, and Rhymes singled home another run in that frame to make it 6-0. That's where we are as we go to the 6th inning. First pitch to the top of the order. Jose Reyes is high. Reyes has struck out and lined out to center. And a 1-0 count here in the 6th. Upstairs. Solano next, and then Stanton. 80 pitches through the first 5 innings for Matt Moore. And he picks up the strike zone, 2-1. 7 strikeouts for Matt tonight. Giving up 3 walks and 1 hit. That's a strike. 2-2.
Well, that can become a big weapon for Matt Moore, especially against right-handed hitters. The ability to just drop that curveball in there.
And it's popped up. The infielders converging. It's going to be Johnson, the shortstop. That is out number 1. Well, the Circle K rookie strikeout leaderboard. Matt Moore has caught Darvish now with his 6 strikeouts tonight. They're tied at 78. So Matt settling in here after that shaky start to the season. Here's Solano. And the pitch is a strike.
Well, you see what he's able to do when he's got good command. I mean, he can just dominate lineups. We've seen it from him in the past. There's that curveball again. Get a head pitch.
Ground ball by the mound. Elliott Johnson with a pickup and throw. Solano is retired.
And he's pitching with this lead exactly the way that you're taught to. You know, it's a 6-run lead, but he's not out there just brain dead pumping fastballs over the plate. Not that there's anything wrong with his fastball and doing that from time to time, but he's continuing to pitch as if this is a 1-0 ball game. That sequence right there to Solano, curveball, changeup, get you a ground ball.
First pitch to Stanton, who has walked and struck out. A breaking ball to him is a strike. He struck him out with a curveball his last time up there. He comes right back in. Strike 2. Another one.
There you go. I mean, that's such a good weapon because these guys are up there looking for 95, 96, 97. That's what's going on. You're able to do that early in the count, get ahead easy.
Bounces this one in. 1-2.
You see James Shields do that a lot with his curveball, especially to left-handed hitters. You know, he's got the fastball, the changeup, a lot of different things to be worried about. He'll just drop that curveball in there, quickly get ahead 0-1.
Lobaton taking a little walk after that pitch bounced in and ricocheted off him. Take a look at this.
Now that ball well short, right off the outside of the right elbow of Lobaton. That will smart.
The 1-2. Hot shot to third. Rhymes has it. Throw to first. Safe the call. He's off the bag. Pena to the outfield side of the bag. And off the bag, says Jerry Davis. That's going to be an error charged to Rhymes.
Now this has been an issue for the Rays. Defensive miscues, and so often they've been on just routine plays. And this is, again, Will Rhymes makes a nice play there on a hard hit ball. He's got plenty of time. Just is a little wide on the throw. Carlos Pena. It did look like that foot slid off as that ball went into the glove.
Logan Morrison, the pitch is high. Well, Moore was in line for an 11-pitch inning, which is exactly what the Rays want out of him. And he's done that nicely down the middle part of this game. Now he's behind Morrison, 2-0. Two balls and a strike.
Boy, just overpowered him there. That fastball.
90s,
yeah, right out over the plate, but the swing by Morrison a little bit tardy. I mean, that ball well by him.
Fly ball center field. DJ's right there. That takes care of the Marlins in the 6th. Bottom of the frame coming. 6-0 Tampa Bay.
Till Tuesday. Tonight, Longo's just working out. Kep will DH. Tomorrow, Longo will DH and Kep will play a position. Then that will bring us to Sunday, and I don't really have that in front of me. But then, of course, I'm sure Longo will be playing a position on Sunday, and then we'll see how Kep's toe feels at that point.
Jeff Keppinger DHing tonight for the Durham Bulls has their only RBI on an RBI ground out his first time up. He's now 1 for 4 with a single, guys, batting third in the Bulls lineup. Back to you.
Well, step by step, inch by inch, they're getting closer. The Rays would gladly take both of those bats available. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Breaking ball. 2-1 now. Jennings singled home a run in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Chad Gaudin on in relief of Zambrano. And the fastball is outside. 3-1. Hot shot to third. 1 hop. Solano comes up with it and throws a strike. So that's the first out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Let's check in with Barry LeBrock now. Barry?
All right, Dwayne, I know you're following us tonight on Twitter at Sun Sports Rays. A lot of very interesting discussion going on there. One of the guys we follow, Evan Longoria, put out a tweet. Longo said, passing through the nation's capital en route to good old Allentown, rehab assignment starting to feel real. Of course, Evan will play tomorrow against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. And, you know, if he needs anything in Allentown, he could turn to a guy who really knows the place well. Teammate Rich Thompson is the Iron Pigs' all-time leader in games played, runs, hits, doubles, triples. There's Joyce grounding out to first, and we'll keep a close eye on Longoria for you tomorrow. Dwayne, back to you.
Yeah, and you might want to check in with Ryan Sandberg up there, who's the manager of the Iron Pigs. Talking about power-hitting infielders and quality on both sides of the baseball. 2 gone. Joyce is grounded out. Now B.J. Upton. Upton has struck out a couple of times, a walk in between. He drew a bases loaded walk. That pitch somehow missed B.J. Upton.
How? That ball disappeared.
Well, you get the idea. If that pitch didn't hit Upton, there could never be a pitch that would. 1-1 to count.
Think skinny.
Swing and a miss. Missed the fastball, and it's 1-2.
Now BJ with a huge cut here.
Foul ball back. Well, the Rays trying to shake off the New York Mets series. They have a 6-0 lead tonight. BJ's out on strikes. Slider got him. So this game heads into the 7th. Rays lead 6-0.
And this is just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Rays scored 3 in the second, 1 run in the third, 2 in the fifth. They lead 6-0. Sean Rodriguez enters the game at third base as we move into the seventh. And Omar Infante will open the inning for the Miami Marlins now. Well, Matt Moore through 6 has made 96 pitches. He's limited the Miami team to 1 hit and 3 walks. For the year, when he gets beyond 90, the opposition has hit .333 against him. So this is a nice test for him. The first pitch is fouled out of play by Infante. Burke Badenhop is now busy in the Rays bullpen. 1 strike to count. Tapper foul. 0-2. 7 strikeouts for the Rays' young left-hander. One ball, 2 strikes. Going back into last year in interleague play, the Rays have won 7 straight games against the Marlins. Have a 6-0 lead and a bouncing ball to short for Elliott Johnson. So that's the first out here in the 7th. Been a good outing for Matt Moore.
Really has. He started off the game a lot of fastballs, picking up some strikeouts, some good changeups. The curveball has been a pitch that he's gone to more recently here as this game has moved on, but a very good plan, better execution. Matt Moore having himself one good night.
Justin Ruggiano, breaking ball to start him. That's a strike.
And you could see the confidence in that pitch growing.
And strike 2. Ruggiano got him for the home run over in Miami. Just curved him and changed up on him here to get to 0-2. Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down around his feet, and I'm not sure how that one missed him. 2-2. Ruggiano getting out of the way.
Now they're trying to come in, and Matt Moore just yanked that pitch. That ball ends up behind Ruggiano, takes him right down to the ground.
Cut to miss. Well, he just fired that one right by him. Another strikeout for Matt Moore. That's number 8 for Moore. 2 up, 2 down in the 7th.
Well, Matt Moore just challenges here. Got ahead of him with the off speed. Closes him out with the good heater. Big swing by Ruggiano.
The designated hitter, Austin Kearns, and the first pitch is a strike to him. And boy, he's used that breaking ball very well tonight.
Well, these hitters are up there. They're looking for that mid-90s fastball, especially with this big lead. You figure he's going to come with that.
Chop toward the middle, backhanded pick by Zobrist, throw to first, and a nice pick by Pena to complete the putout. Zobrist to Pena. Good looking plays on both ends here. 7th inning stretch time, 6-0 Rays. Rays leading 6-0. You can send your favorite Rays player to the All-Star game this summer. Log on to RaysBaseball.com or fill out ballots at Tropicana Field. Vote now and vote often. Rays lead 6-0. They'll send Hideki Matsui to the plate to lead off. Matsui, the DH, facing Chad Godin. And a liner into left. That's going to stay up for Morrison at left for the out. Let's check in again with Todd Callis. Todd?
Dwayne, Bryan was mentioning earlier how Ben Zobrist has trusted his hands recently. Here's Ben on his swing changes.
Yeah, it's getting much better. We're just working hard in the cage to try and slow my body down, get my hands working, and make sure I'm seeing the ball before I take a good hack at it. So definitely been seeing the ball a lot better. I'm very thankful for being able to get some hits and help the team offensively lately, and just really feel a lot more comfortable up there.
5 straight multi-hit games, 3 off the team record set by Carl Crawford in August of 2007, guys.
There's a walk, a single, and a home run tonight with a couple of runs scored and a run driven in. Godin misses away. Started with the breaking pitch. It stayed out there. That's Sandy Rosario down in the bullpen.
You want to talk about how hot Ben Zobrist is. You saw his average at 236. When this team was up in New York, it was at 199.
Here's an example of the way he's been swinging the bat. He powered this one out of here on an 0-2 pitch. Counts 1-2 right now to Zobrist. Thrown into the dirt, 2-2. Well, they have 4 to third out of Godin. They got 2 innings from Zambrano, 2 innings plus. There's Carlos Pena waiting to hit next. And the breaking ball is popped up left side. Solano out from third base, and he makes the catch. Solano filling in tonight at third for Hanley Ramirez. He's looked good.
And Solano, you get to see him down in Miami last weekend, and I'll tell you what, he'll put some good at bats on you. Plays a solid third base tonight. We saw him out in left field. Very versatile player.
Now here's Carlos Pena. In the box score, Carlos has no at bats, no hits, no runs batted in, 3 runs scored. He's walked 3 times and has crossed the plate all 3 times. 1 strike to count to him. One and one. One ball, 1 strike. Maiden hop in the bullpen again for the Rays. Pitch is down to Pena. The Rays have 7 innings out of Matt Moore. And Burke is up for the 2nd time. We've got Matt at 107 pitches through 7 after he made 45 in the first 2. 3-1. The Marlins, for a month from the early part of May through the first couple days of June, were averaging over 4.5 runs a game. And since that time, they've averaged just under 2 runs a game. Full count now to Pena. Robatone is on deck. And Pena getting time granted by Greg Gibson. And Carlos walks again. Fourth walk drawn by Carlos Pena tonight. So he takes over at first with 2 outs. Jose Lobaton. Carlos has walked 48 times now this year. There's Lobaton. Pitch stays outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Carlos has walked as many as 4 times before in a game. I think that's the first time he's done it in a Rays uniform. He's wearing those Sunday light blues today. Pitch is wide. 3-0 now to Lobaton. All of that in an effort for Autism Awareness Night. And ball 4. So with 2 outs, go to end as walk Pena and Lobaton. Sean Rodriguez is due up. We're going to get a pitching change back in a moment. Baseball is brought to you by your local Southern Ford dealers, by Subway Restaurants, play hard, eat fresh, and by Sagicor. Plan a bright financial future today at SagicorLifeUSA.com. Sandy Rosario is going to be the new pitcher. Rosario making his 4th appearance, and he has a very good arm. 3rd pitcher of the night for the Miami Marlins. Sean Rodriguez takes a fastball upstairs at 94.
Well, we saw Sandy last weekend. You said, Dwayne, a great arm.
This next pitch, by the way, will be the 150th pitch of the night by Marlin pitching. And it's swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Zambrano made 78 pitches in 2+ innings. Godin 70 pitches in 4 2/3. Pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. Pena's at second, walking for the 4th time. Lobatone's at first. He walked. Pena walked 4 times in a game for the Cubs last September. This is the first time he's done it in a Rays uniform. Cut and a miss. 2-2 the count. Sean took over at third in the top half of this inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. It's a foul ball. It's out of play, and the count is 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball headed to the hole, through into left, base hit. Pena's on his way to the plate. He will score, and the Rays pick up their 7th run. Pena scores from second, driven in by Sean Rodriguez. Lobatone stops at second base. So with 2 outs, the Rays tack on a run.
Well, Rosario's going to come with the slider here. Sean Rodriguez. This ball has enough height to it. He's able to get the swing out there. Enough authority to get that ball in the hole, and the Rays add on.
Well, the Rays have gotten a great deal of production from down in the lineup in this game. Here's Elliott Johnson taking a pitch down. Another run batted in out of the 8th spot. 3 runs batted in out of the 8th spot, 1 out of the 7th spot. Zobrist, who's hitting 5th. You go 5, 6, 7, and 8. That part of the lineup has been busy for the Rays. Zobrist has been on 3 times, has scored twice, has a home run. Pena's been on 4 times and has scored 4 runs. Lobatone has a double and a walk. He scored a run and has driven home a run. And that 8th spot divided between Rhymes and Rodriguez. 3 hits and 3 runs batted in. One and 0 the count. That's low. 2-0. That run charged to Godin. 3 runs charged to him. He's still responsible for Lobatone at second. 4 runs charged to Zambrano. And a base hit pulled into right. Lobatone's going to stop at third, and the bases are going to be loaded. Elliott Johnson on for the 2nd time, picking up his first hit.
Well, Saturday on Baseball Night in America, interleague play continues as the Marlins face the Rays in a showdown between in-state rivals. Baseball Night in America, presented by Budweiser, begins Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, only on Fox.
Rays load the bases. 2 outs in the top of the order. Desmond Jennings about to step in. Jennings drove in a run with a single in the second. This one blocked by Buck. 1-0. 4 walks, 4 runs scored tonight by Pena. Cliff Floyd did that for the Rays in August of 2008. Pena has done that tonight. Hot shot fair up the left field line. Lobaton scores. Rodriguez scores. Round third comes Elliott Johnson. Johnson scores. It's a double for Desmond Jennings. That clears the bases. Desmond shoots a 2-base hit up the left field line, and suddenly it's 10-0 Tampa Bay.
Now Desmond Jennings gets a ball. Look at that ball right down the middle of the plate, thigh high. And he just shoots this down in the corner. There's 2 outs. Everybody is off to the races. Elliott Johnson with good speed is able to come all the way around from first. And the Rays just continue to tack on and turn this one into a laugher.
All of this coming with 2 outs in the inning. Started on the walk drawn by Pena. Pena, Lobaton walk. Rodriguez and Johnson with singles. Now the bases loaded double by Jennings. The Rays make it a 4-run inning. Here's Matt Joyce. Matt walked his first time up tonight. Swing and a miss. Change up from Rosario. The Rays in double figures in the run department. Ground ball headed up the middle, and that's through into center field. Here comes Jennings. An RBI single for Joyce. And it's 11-0. Joyce driving in his 34th run of the year.
Center fielder number 2, B.J. Upton.
4 consecutive hits off Rosario.
Well, this pitch on the outside corner, but Matt Joyce showing some pretty good plate coverage right there, waiting back on it, driving it back up the middle. The Rays had another run, and
pitch high to B.J. Upton.
Marlins getting a little payback here after what the Mets did to this Rays ball club over the last 3 days. They've come in ready to go.
Two and 0. BJ pops it up right side. Fonte takes care of that. Well, the Rays send 9 men to the plate. They make it a 5-run inning. 3 on the double by Desmond Jennings, and the Rays bat around and lead 11-0. That's going to be the extent of the evening for Matt Moore. 107 pitches for Matt, and a very good outing for the young lefty. Made a few more pitches than he'd like the first couple of innings, but superb after that.
Well, it really settled in and went right after this Marlins lineup. Used all of his pitches tonight. Was good early with the fastball changeup. We saw the curveball emerge the last couple of innings. He really looked confident with that pitch, and he had himself a heck of a night. 8 strikeouts, 7 innings, just a 1 hit given up. That continues a recent trend where Matt Moore is really throwing the ball pretty well. His last 3 now make it 4. That will bring on Burke Badenhop for the 30th time. 3.33 earned run average in 27 innings of work.
Here's Gabby Sanchez to lead it off. The pitch is outside. Drew Sutton in the game at second base, replacing his good friend Ben Zobrist. The pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. Line drive going to be caught by Elliott Johnson. That's the first out of the 8th. Well, this is a good outing on its own for Matt Moore, but he faces the same team in back-to-back starts and is very good for the second time.
Yeah, that's not an easy thing to do. I mean, you go out there, face a team, you tip your hand, and if you have success against them like Matt Moore did a week ago, you're typically going to stick with the same game plan. So these hitters have a pretty good idea of your release point, what your ball does, how it kind of jumps on you, and you got to go out there and execute. That's what he did.
1-1 the count to Buck. One and two. Well, the Rays gave him 11 runs of support. They batted around twice in this game, once in the second and once in the 7th inning. It's the 19th time the Rays have batted around in a game twice. 2-2. They did have a game against the Blue Jays up in Toronto in June of 2004 when they batted around 3 times in a game. Two now, and strike 3 called. Pitch at the knees. 2 gone.
Well, coming up on Rays Live, the pregame show, that next one will be on Sunday, presented by Gulf Coast Honda. It's Kids Sunday. Father's Day greetings will be a big part of that. And I will be breaking something down, not breaking anything up here, but some sort of baseball topic that may or may not be relevant to that ball game on Sunday.
There's the bobblehead. We've seen that pose before. Swing and a miss. Greg Dobbs pinch hitting for Reyes. Missed the fastball. That's a strike. Yeah, Matt Moore gave up 1 hit, made 107 pitches in 7 innings. Solano had the hit in the first inning with 1 out and nothing since. 2 strikes. Moore with 8 strikeouts. Badenhop struck out Buck looking. The 9th strikeout for Rays pitching. Johnson. Ball stayed up long enough for Johnson to move to his right and grab it on a line. 1-2-3. Go the Miami Marlins in the 8th. Nice grab there by Elliott Johnson. 11-0 Tampa. Lead coming into bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hideki Matsui will lead it off. He opened the 7th. Takes this one for a ball. Scott Coven, just recalled from the minor leagues, is in right field. Donovan Solano moves from third base to short. Dobbs stays on to play third. Pitch lifted into center. Luciano coming straight ahead, and he makes the sliding catch. Nice catch out there by Ruggiano. That was a good defensive play by the Miami center fielder. Let's take a look at tonight's Home Depot doing more on defense. On the Rays side of the ledger defensively, some outstanding play.
Now this ball right off the glove of Matt Moore, and look at that. Ben Zobrist ranging way over shortstop territory, then having to throw all the way back around and getting the scoop from Pena. And how about Elliott Johnson?
Here's Sutton shooting one foul down the right side. One hop to Brandon Gomes, who's just joined the club. Gomes up from the minor leagues with Luke Scott going on the DL. Sutton bounces it. That's a foul ball just outside the bag. 0-2. Cubs beat the Red Sox 3-0. Atlanta has taken a 4-2 lead on Baltimore now with a 3-run 6th inning in Atlanta. Yankees have opened a 7-1 lead on Washington. That game in the bottom of the 9th inning. Sutton is out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th.
Well, coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers, Todd Narestis. He'll be out in center field anchoring the coverage. He let in on Joe Maddon's press conference to see his thoughts on tonight's game. Barry LeBrock will be down in the clubhouse gathering interviews, and Dwayne and I will break it all down for you from the booth.
Well, let's see if Carlos Pena can do something that no other Ray has ever done. He's walked 4 times in this game. He scored 4 runs, and he takes the first pitch down. No Ray has ever walked 5 times in a game. Carlos, without an official at bat tonight, has scored 4 runs. And he takes ball 2, 2-0. Pena's the 10th Ray to reach 4 walks in a game. He went 3-2 in the second, walked and scored. 3-2 in the third, he walked and scored. Walked on 4 pitches and scored in the 5th. 3-2 again in the 7th, he walked and scored. And he takes it for a strike. It's 2-1. And now with 48, Carlos 1 behind Adam Dunn. And now with that last pitch made to Pena, Buck, the catcher, goes out and has summoned the manager, Ozzie Guillen, and the pitching coach and the trainer. And the Marlins are going to get some action perhaps in the bullpen. There's a look down there. They're going to confer with Rosario before anybody gets up in the bullpen. So they're perched and ready to go. As the Marlins trying to figure out what happened to Rosario and whether they're going to allow him to continue.
Well, it looks like it.
Apparently they are
able to. Ozzie's telling that. There's the pitch, the called strike. Let's see what John Buck sees. Maybe a little ginger walking back up there, the right leg, the right side. John Buck immediately comes out, called for the staff to come out, but able to talk his way and stay in the game.
2-1 now to count to Pena. And that's outside, ball 3, and Rosario limps off the mound here, and that's going to be it for him. So Rosario trying to stay in the game, but missed wide. So he's going to leave here with an injury. Let's take a look at this pitch.
Well, this is clear that there's something wrong.
So Rosario will depart with an injury. So the Marlins will bring on their 4th pitcher. He'll get as much time as he needs, of course, and we'll be back in a moment. 2012 GMC Sierra. It's our best Sierra ever. By Checkers, feast on. By Buddy's Home Furnishings. And by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. Well, the Rays have built an 11-0 lead. They have 10 hits tonight. Ryan Webb will be the new pitcher, and he'll get as much time as he needs coming in because of an injury to Sandy Rosario. He'll inherit a 3-1 count. Let's take a look at tonight's text poll question. Which National League East team is the most likely to make it to the World Series? Would it be Washington? They're still batting in the bottom of the ninth, trailing the Yankees 7-2 right now. Maybe the Atlanta Braves. They hold a 4-2 lead on Baltimore in the top of the 7 in Atlanta. Maybe New York. Braves had their fill of the Mets. How about the Miami Marlins? They've had a great run until the last couple of weeks. And the Philadelphia Phillies trying to get healthy. That's TB5. Text 789-789 to submit your vote. Standard message and data rates apply. Washington up by 5 in the National League East. They lead New York and Atlanta with Miami running 4th and the Phillies in the basement. Here's Ryan Webb. He's a local product out of Clearwater, making his 28th appearance. And he has an impressive arm. He's just about ready here to resume the at-bat to Carlos Pena, who has walked 4 times, trying to become the first Ray ever to walk 5 times in a game. It would be the 98th time 5 or more walks in Major League history, including 3 who've actually walked 6 times in a game. And Webb will inherit the 3-1 count. So Carlos Pena, 3 balls, 1 strike. Webb's first pitch swung on, and a line shot, 1-hop diving stop by Sanchez, and Pena out trying to dive his way into first with Webb covering the bag. 3-1. That retires Pena and denies him his 5th walk, and Sanchez denies him a base hit. Through 8, 11-0 Tampa Bay.
By authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
We welcome you back to the Citrus Series presented by Checkers. Rays have built this 11-0 lead on 10 hits and 9 walks. Brandon Gomes is their third pitcher. Matt Moore for 7, Burke Badenhop for 1, and now Gomes just back from the minor leagues.
Now this will be his 6th appearance with the Rays. A 1-1 record, just 4 2/3 innings of work. Looking to close this ball game out, keep the Marlins at 0.
He was 4-0 with 6 saves and a 0.39 earned run average for Durham, covering 18 games. Donovan Solano, who's now playing shortstop, leads it off.
Well, that's what you always want to see when you have to send a guy out. You want him to go down to AAA, not sulk, kick the can, go right down there and say, listen, I'll just make sure I perform at a level down here that will warrant another quick call-up. That's what Brandon Gomes has done.
Pitch is up, and now the count's 2-0.
You see a lot of guys, they'll go down there and pout for a couple of weeks, all of a sudden put themselves in a hole, not performing up to their abilities, and then you start to bury yourself. Take a long time to get back.
Pitch is wide. 3 balls, no strikes. Scott Cousins will be next. And ball 4. So Gomes walks the first man he faces.
And Brandon Gomes there just a little bit out of sync, trying to make that adjustment. You could see him fighting that strike zone. Balls all over the place.
Now Cousins hitting in the 3rd spot, originally occupied by Stanton. Pitch, there's a strike.
And Cousins just recently recalled by the Marlins, was tearing it up down there at New Orleans. Chris Coughlin, who is struggling mightily, and batting average down 130s, was sent down. Cousins up.
Cousins behind in the count, swinging over that off-speed split. Cousins back with the Marlins, last with them in the big leagues last June. Pitch is low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fouls this one out of play. 1-2 the count. Solano, the runner at first. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Cousins is out on strikes. Strikeout number 10 for Rays pitching. We got him with the split. 8 strikeouts for Moore, 1 for Badenhop, and now 1 for Brandon Gomes. And pizza for everyone.
They love it.
And here is Logan Morrison. And the pitch is a strike. It's a strike at the knees. Good slider there. Up the left side, that's going to be fouled. Holds the count at 2 strikes. Matt Moore stands to pick up his 4th win, and after a slow start he has worked his way back in to a spot where he wants to be. A swing and a miss. Morrison is out on strikes. 2 strikeouts for Gomes. Now Omar Infante. Marlins have 1 hit. That was the base hit by Solano. He's in the game replacing Hanley Ramirez, who was a late scratch from the original lineup. Infante takes it down 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball up. Rays have had 7 one-hitters. And, of course, the no-hitter by Matt Garza. Trying to finish this one out. Combination of Moore, Badenhop, and Gomes. And there's a strike at the knees. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gibson has seen enough. So 1 out away from the combination 1-hit shutout. Here we go. Ground ball foul. We'll make at least 1 more pitch in this game. Pitch again, and a foul ball one more time. Infante battling up there. Shields and Sanchez tomorrow night. Sunday afternoon it'll be Cobb and Johnson. And the Rays 2 games left with the Marlins on this homestand after their 36th win. The Rays 1-2 for the 3rd time is wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last time the Rays had a 1-hitter was April the 30th, 2009. Matt Garza worked 7 2/3 in that one, and the Rays 1-hit the Red Sox, winning it 13-0. They lead 11-0 over the Marlins right now. Gomes and Infante have quite a battle going here as Gomes tries to get the final out. The 2-2. He got him. It's all over. Gomes strikes out Infante, and the Rays are winners. 11-0 tonight. A 1-hit combination shutout among Moore, Badenhop, and Gomes. In the 9th, a walk and 3 strikeouts. a man left on base. For the Rays, 11 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and 7 left. For the Marlins, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 5 men left. Ben Zobrist belted a home run for a total of $16,000 raised in this game for prostate cancer research. To make a donation, call 800-798-CURE or go online to pcf.org. Just as we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, the only hit surrendered by Matt Moore was the Donovan Solano single in the first inning. He had struck out Reyes to start the game. Solano shot this base hit into center, and then Matt Moore took over and pitched himself a heck of a game tonight.
Yeah, Matt Moore was outstanding. It all started early with that fastball, and as the game moved on, the other pitches got involved. He continued to stay sharp. He continued to pitch, even though the Rays staked him to an early lead, and then continued to add on, and he ends up with a great line, and the Rays end up with an outstanding, much needed victory.
Yeah, they respond from that terrible series against the Mets with an impressive win tonight, 11-0 over the Miami Marlins. Right now, Todd Callis standing by with Ben Zobrist.
Thanks, Dwayne. They were just mentioning, Ben, you guys really needed a game like this after that Mets series.
Yeah, you know, the Mets handed it to us a little bit the last 3 days, but today was a great pick-me-up. Good, solid win all the way around. You know, offense, defense, pitching. Matt Moore was just phenomenal for us today. I mean, you can't ask him to pitch any better than that. So he was great, you know, holding them down after we scored a few runs early there. And it was good.
For you, it continues to look good at the plate. We talked to you before the game, and you said you're seeing the ball really well right now.
Yeah, much better. You know, just in a good position to hit and using my hands. So hopefully that continues.
You saw Matt Moore a lot, especially last year. He was amazing. Seems like he's been slowly putting this kind of outing together over the last few starts.
Yeah, you know, I don't even think we've seen his best yet. I mean, he's just he's going to be a real special pitcher. He's already very good, and it's fun playing behind him. You know, especially when he pitches like that.
You guys seem to get things going 1 through 9, and when you've had success this year, it hasn't just been the top of the lineup or the middle of the lineup. It seems like you've gotten production from the bottom all season long.
Yeah. I mean, top to bottom, all the way through the lineup. Everybody had quality at bats, and you know, I was hoping Carlos was going to get his 5th walk there. You know, we were watching closely there. It's pretty awesome when you get 4 walks in a game. So, but there was good quality at bats all the way through.
That was a long delay too, when he had 3 balls and 1 strike. Does anybody say anything to him at that point?
I don't know, man. I think I probably would have taken it just to see, you know, just to see if he would throw me a ball. But you know, he put a good swing on that one anyway. So obviously he felt comfortable swinging at that pitch, and he still had some great at bats tonight.
5 multi-hit games in a row, Ben. Congratulations, and keep it going. Thanks.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Rays with a combination shutout tonight. Moore, Badenhop, and Gomes. 1 hit the Marlins. The Rays win at 11-0. Back with more in a moment.